To the Aggies, inviting you to watch all A&M games at the Angry Elephant at 281 and Redland Road. Owned by Chip Ingram, class of '98, the Angry Elephant is known for their liberal cocktails at conservative prices and the best hot dog in Texas. Since 2012, the Angry Elephant's been the place to watch A&M, and this year is no different. Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Rue Pub at 281 and Redland Road. The Angry Elephant. Like your car, love your Aggies. Gig 'em.
Time is of the essence with COVID-19. Prescription oral treatment must be taken within the first 5 days of symptoms. If you have a high risk factor, ask your doctor if treatment is right for you. Learn more at treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at SASportsStar.com. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Arch Manning has been named the starting quarterback for Saturday's game for the Texas Longhorns against Louisiana Monroe. The redshirt freshman, it will be his first start as he is the co-SEC Freshman of the Week. Dallas Cowboys wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and cornerback Trayvon Diggs returned to practice today. Mike McCarthy said their injuries were not of high concern, while Texans leading musher Joe Mixon was out today.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Dad?
Can't stop me now. Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, SASportsStar.com. Thank you for listening, however you may be doing that, whether that's on 941 on your FM dial. If you're streaming us via Alexa, Siri, listening to our Best Bail Bonds live stream at SASportsStar.com, or if you're joining us via our YouTube channel at SA Sports Star on YouTube, all of our shows stream live every day, the Morning Huddle, the Blitz, and of course, right here on Extra Innings with Pledge. Thanks for taking the time to roll with me tonight. We got some tickets to give away a little bit later in the show as Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine are coming to the Techport Center on April the 16th of next year. So April 16th, a lot of time to plan this thing out. So be ready, be listening, as we will be giving those tickets away coming up here a little bit later in the show. But we'll start off with the Morning Huddle this morning as Rob and AJ had this great debate, and we've heard over the last couple of days, ever since the release of the 167 names that are eligible for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, including some of the first-timers. And it's a very interesting topic when you talk about the list of people that have to get in and who really should be getting in.
We were talking about this earlier. How many guys that are in the NFL playing right now? We got, 1,500 dudes.
Yep.
Active players in the NFL that are going to go to the Hall of Fame. It can't be over than 15, maybe 20.
Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are the two quarterbacks that are
there's no
certain home run locks. I think there's guys like Trent Williams is a lock. He's one of the best offensive tackles ever. Zach Martin, I think, is a lock, actually. There's a handful of defensive guys. Bobby Wagner is one.
In first ballot.
Von Miller is one.
Probably first ballot.
TJ Watt is one.
Probably first ballot.
And I think Khalil Mack is one.
Probably first ballot.
Myles Garrett is getting into that discussion.
Getting there.
Receivers are always tough.
And there's so many of them.
There are, but for Travis Kelce's in,
no question,
and my boy Justin Tucker is in,
no
the
question.
greatest kicker that's ever kicked the football.
I think you brought up Zach Martin.
Yeah,
no question.
Okay, Devontae Adams, Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins. These are all guys that are going to be in the and Julio Jones, I guess, is now retired as of this offseason. He's a free agent at least. Who knows?
Officially retired.
They might call him. Kareem Hunt just got a call.
What about Jamar Chase?
It's been 2 years, 3 years. Who knows? Yeah, but I think of those 5 guys, how many get in? I feel like Devontae Adams is probably the closest.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is very consistent, very solid.
Got him Super Bowl.
And you know what? Tyreek Hill.
Fastest cheetah.
Yeah,
I think of those. Tyreek's in.
Okay.
Just because, again, we can't talk about this era without Tyreek. Now he's on 2 teams. Evans, I think, is in just for sustained greatness. I mean, we've got well over a decade of consistent, high-level football. He's Calvin. I mean, he's Megatron, no title, but numbers to back it up. He definitely belongs. And after that,
Devontae Adams this year is going to hit the 100 touchdown mark, which would make him the 11th guy to have 100 touchdowns. He's going to be in.
I don't give him, he gets lost because of his exodus from Green Bay, but I don't think he's getting enough credit. Yeah, the 100 touchdowns you're in.
And then Julio Jones, a 7-time Pro Bowler, over 13,000 career yards, and for about a 5-year span was the best wide receiver in football.
I don't think he's the first ballot.
Okay.
But I think after, when he gets close to the last ballot, when he gets close, they'll have to put him in.
Okay. Now let's talk about some guys. You tell me, what do you think of Myles Garrett?
On his way.
He's a defensive player of the year.
Yeah, on his way.
Multiple times. To me, all pro. If you got a bunch of all pros in your pocket, that's the guys who are getting looked at. I think Myles Garrett is on his way.
Maybe not first year, probably first year, but definitely on his way.
What about Russell Wilson?
Man, no.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Hard to get him as a quarterback.
He's a guy who certainly felt on that path, and I don't think he is anymore. Derrick Henry.
Probably.
I mean, this is a guy who, he put up so much.
Yeah.
Now, his team didn't win many games, but that dude put up a lot of stuff.
Can we talk about
Tyron Smith?
The last 10 years without bringing up Derrick Henry and Tyron Smith and as part of the conversation of what the NFL was. And I don't think so. I think you have to include them both.
Okay. How about let me give you 2 more offensive linemen. Jason Peters and Lane Johnson.
I don't know enough. I know Lane Johnson is probably the best on his team. Sure. I don't, it's hard for me to quantify offensive linemen. I just don't follow them close enough, but everybody tells me they were great. And, I do think that more than anything else, the offensive lineman, you kind of rely on the reputation of what they brought to the party. You tell me he was good. Enough people tell me he was good. I can't tell he's good enough. He's in.
I'll tell you a guy who I always thought was going to end up in the same category as Phillip Rivers and Tony Romo, a guy who put up a bunch of numbers and without a ring was never going to be a Hall of Famer, but then he got a ring. Is Matt Stafford a Hall of Famer?
I think he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks to ever step foot on the field.
When you look at the numbers that he's piled up, you're going to go, wow.
Yeah.
And if you say, and listen, Aaron Rodgers a multi-time MVP. He's better than Matt Stafford. But when Matt Stafford's done, you're going to look at his numbers and you're going to go, these are crazy numbers. And you're going to say, but only 1 Super Bowl.
But he had to have the ring.
But you know what? Drew Brees only has 1 Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl.
But without it,
he's out.
I would say I think Aaron probably would have gotten in without a Super Bowl just because of the sustain. Drew Brees would not be in the Hall of Fame for the Super Bowl. We'd be talking about him like Roma. Lots of good years, but there's a lot of quarterbacks that had those kind of years. But Super Bowl was the separator, and it is for quarterbacks. It is that position. All the rest you don't have to have a Super Bowl. You got numbers and Pro Bowls and everything else. Quarterbacks just got to have a ring, man.
I fundamentally disagree with that. I understand it helps, it adds to the resume, but because Eli Manning has 2 Super Bowls, a lot of people are saying, yeah, he's a no ballot first balloter. I don't think so. If you were starting a team and you had your choice between Eli Manning and Tony Romo as your quarterback for said team, who do you want? Eli Manning rode a hot defense late, that had a 9-7 record and like Tim went, they just got hot at the end of the year and got really lucky a couple of times. I don't think of Eli Manning's career as a Hall of Fame type career. And why is it just the quarterback that we have to put the ring on? Derrick Henry, absolutely, Hall of Famer. He's going to go in. David Alejandro says, does Nick Foles deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he's got a Super Bowl? No. That's why it's not the only measure. Just throwing it out there. Who would you rather have as your quarterback if you had to pick between same team, doesn't matter who they're taking over, Tony Romo or Eli Manning? Who would you want? I think I'd want Romo personally. This is Extra Innings with Pledge. I'm James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Time. Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine are coming to the Boeing Center at Techport on April the 16th. You got time to make your plans for that. If you want to go check them out, be caller number 5 right now at 210-656-ESPN, 210-656-3776. You'll get tickets to go see Trivium along with Bullet for My Valentine out at the Boeing Center at Techport on April the 16th. If you don't get your tickets, you can always get them online at boeingcenter.com. Coming up next, Stephen Jones on what happened and if he agrees with Micah on whether it was truly an effort issue in Dallas last weekend against the Saints, plus their upcoming game against the Baltimore Ravens. We'll hear from the COO and EVP, Executive Vice President of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones, as he joined the Blitz. Coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You've heard me talk about GiveMeTheVin.com for years, but wait till you hear what our customers said about GiveMeTheVin.com buyer Doug.
I had to sell my prized 2020 Challenger Scat Pack and needed the money for bills right away. I'd like to say this place is truly legit. Doug with Gimme the Vin called me and beat the other offers from CarMax and the local Dodge dealer. Excellent way to sell your car with no hassle and quick payment. Truly legit and honest company.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
We're going abroad for the first time in years, to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You can live out your MasterChef dreams when you find a professional on Angie to tackle your dream kitchen remodel. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my superhydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
Text HUNK to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo absolutely free. Text HUNK to 42424.
Paramount Plus is once again your home to stream the NFL on CBS. Follow all the action and stream your live local NFL on CBS game every Sunday, all the way through the AFC Championship. Sign up, sign in, and start streaming Paramount Plus today. O'Reilly.
You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sweet chocolate reward. Sweet chocolate reward.
This is not just the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat at Walgreens. This is the sound of someone picking up a sweet treat right after receiving all their vaccines in one trip. This is the sound of treating yourself, because you protected yourself.
Stop by or schedule both your flu and COVID-19 vaccines today and grab yourself a sweet treat while you're at it. Vaccine subject to availability. State, age, and health-related restrictions may apply.
Buying or selling a home is a big deal, literally. It's one of the largest financial transactions you're likely to make. So work with someone who will work with your best interests in mind. Someone who agrees to operate with transparency, honesty, and fairness every step of the way. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and are bound by a strict code of ethics that requires they put your interests above their own. Because that's who we are. Make sure your agent is a realtor.
Hi, I'm Rachel, and I have a serious heart condition called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, or HCM. Some symptoms include being short of breath, feeling tired, or having dizziness or chest pain. I still had symptoms on my beta blocker, so I asked my cardiologist about any treatment advances. It was a breakthrough for me. That's why I'm working with Bristol Myers Squibb to raise awareness about HCM and to help others like me. Talk to your cardiologist today and visit hcmrealtalk.com for more information.
Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. Congratulations to Albert Lopez. He hope you don't get in trouble at work either as he's commenting along on our YouTube page. Congratulations. You are going to see Bullet for My Valentine and Trivium out at the Boeing Techport Center on April 16th. Remember, get your tickets at boeingcenter.com. Earlier today on the Blitz, lots to talk about with the EVP and CEO of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones. And it starts with, well, Micah calling out the team about a lack of effort and if he saw things the same way.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Along with Joe Reinagel, I'm Jason Minix. Stephen Jones, Vice President of the Dallas Cowboys, joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Stephen, I know last week, obviously an ugly game, tough one at home. The comments Micah Parsons made after about lack of effort, and even yesterday saying all 11 have to want it the same. From your seat, does that concern you, hearing a player call out effort?
Well, I don't know that I agree with Micah. Of course, we watched the tape, and I think what was lacking there more was just the run fits and playing the techniques the right way versus the effort. And I think obviously if you've got guys who aren't giving effort, that's going to jump out, and you're going to do something about that. I mean, there's no place in the NFL, no place on our football team for somebody who doesn't want to give the effort. I mean, I get, there's degrees of giving great effort and good effort, but, I can't say that I totally agree with Mike. I understand where he's coming from. He's wanting to get everybody focused and on edge. And I will say this, in this league, if you don't have an edge, your top edge when you go into a game, you can have something happen to you like happened to us. We never saw that coming, and that was just as sound a butt kicking as you'll get. And we've all been a part of that. It can happen in the NFL, and we never saw it coming, but it's something that's unacceptable in terms of what Coach McCarthy, what his staff wants, what our players want. And I think we'll see a different football team when we line up against the Ravens. Now, this will be no easy task. I mean, these Ravens are a great football team, great organization, and this is going to be a tough one.
Stephen, when you hear, though, Micah say that, and even though you don't agree with him, I hear it as maybe he's trying to be a leader of that defense, perhaps, maybe fire up the guys a little bit, motivate them. Do you see that the same way?
Yeah, I think guys are, obviously, no one thinks that, at the end of the day, as much as hats off to the Saints for what they got done against us last Sunday. I mean, you give them all the credit, but at the end of the day, I know no one on our football team wants to accept that's Cowboys, the type of Cowboys football we want to play. And I agree with you. I think it's just everybody has their own way of, how you're going to motivate, whether you're an owner, whether you're a coach, whether you're a player. Everybody has their way of, how they want to come in and make. And obviously Micah, with his play on the field, has earned the right to speak. And everybody has a lot of respect for Micah. And, he's one of the great players in the NFL. And but everybody has their way of communicating.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. A lot of fans, a lot of media very concerned with the running back room that you guys have. But all the messaging from the Cowboys front office and coaching staff is you guys are happy with what you're seeing in the running back room. Can you kind of tell us what you guys are seeing and discussing that is different from what the fans are?
Well, first of all, you get a game like we were involved in, and it's hard to judge a running game when you're playing from behind the whole game. And, most of the time, more than one score, you're 2 and 3 scores behind most of the game. And so it's hard to really get into any type of rhythm running the football when, you got to grind it out, unfortunately. And, you're putting the ball in there more than you want to, and the run pass mix is certainly not what you want. And it's hard to get into any type of rhythm running the football. So, it's tough to judge the group off of a game like that. But the first game, I thought we did a really nice job. Zeke brings the physicality. Rico's obviously got some jumping juice, and certainly we're giving Deuce his opportunities as well. So I just think it's unfair, through two football games in this league to judge anything holistically.
Well, Stephen, that brings up Dalvin Cook. Is there any plans to bring him up anytime soon to make him a part of that running back room as far as getting on the field?
Obviously, you don't bring a player like Dalvin Cook in, and Mike Zimmer had a great run with him in Minnesota in terms of what he brought to the table there. We've got good insight into what he's all about, but you don't bring a player like that onto your team if you don't think there's not a possibility that he's going to help you at some point. Now, timing wise, that'll be up to our coaching staff and kind of how things play out, injuries, et cetera, in terms of when Dalvin gets a shot. But we didn't bring him in here, obviously, a veteran type player. He's not there to be developed. He's there to be somebody who can ultimately help you, and we'll continue to evaluate him and our situation.
That was Stephen Jones. Catch the full interview in our audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com. Coming up next, we have Thursday Night Football, Jets, Patriots. This is presented by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first, then buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
At Frost,